Why Anti-Corruption Council in Serbia is dealing with the media and corruption for quite several years? Why are you doing that?
There are many reasons, but one of the major reasons is that the transition of Serbia after 10 years of sanctions has destroyed the middle class, it has destroyed institutions, and institutions don't function in full capacity. So under such conditions, the struggle to curb corruption is very difficult, especially in privatization, unless you have the support of the media. We have realized that from 2005 to 2010, we have had some way of expressing our views of a failed privatization effort. But as time elapsed, it was more and more difficult for us to have any, let's say, presentation in the media. We could never get a term on the state television. We could not publish what we want. Only several, let's say, independent media talk to us. But the effect of those media is small because those media approach an audience that very clearly knows what we are talking about. But the major part of the audience is controlled. It is not state control of the media, it is economic control of the media. And that's why we have pointed out that the major issue is who owns the media. And we have described in our first report that of 30 major media outlets, we don't know the owners in 18. Now in 2014, of 50 outlets, we don't know the owners in 27. But we know that they are disabling our efforts to address the issues of corruption and to present them to the general public. Therefore, we believe that unless we have free media, we are not going to be able to curb corruption, and even worse, if you don't have free media, you will never have free elections.
What about political parties? While you were dealing with media and corruption in past 10 years almost, there were more than 2 governments and 2 political groups, different groups, changed in power. Is there any difference?
No, essentially no. For the past 16 years, we were actually formed in 2001 by the Đinđić government, and Mir Đinđić told us, the more we hate you, it will mean the better you are working. That since that time, our relations with the governments were always bad. And we have seen more than 2, we have seen more than 6 governments change. And even today, they don't want to communicate with us. It is our policy to send our reports to the government first and to get some reply from the government. But we don't get any replies from the government, and that's why we go public. Even going public did not change very much, so we started filing criminal charges to the courts. But that did not make any difference because the courts do not come up with any issues. Everything is under investigation. Some issues, like the Smederevo steel mills, are under investigation 13 years.
Mm-hmm. But what do you need? What would be necessary to improve in the status of the council or any other anti-corruption body in Serbia to make difference? In terms of media, yes.
Not just in terms of media. What we would need would be a very strong political will to curb corruption and to see how certain group of people got to be so rich and how they got into control of the country and most of the economical happenings in the country. As you have seen, they destroy banks, they take loans, and they destroy the banks by not paying back the loans. That's our problem.
About media, do you see any perspective, any progress?
So far, not much, but we will keep on trying.